any particularly interesting like ways that you prevent cancellation or kind of surprising scenarios that help to reduce cancellation?
Yeah, the more that you can kind of personalize it and pull in data on, you know, sort of acknowledging and trying to show appreciation um, for your customer to kind of say like, hey, you've been with us for 3 months and we appreciate your business. We want to try to figure out something to address the problem, and here,
Mm-hmm.
and then coming up with like an offer that
Mm-hmm.
can either be just reminding them of what's coming soon. It can be, hey, we'll have somebody jump on this and try to help you solve a problem, or it can be a
Mm-hmm.
discount. And then, on the discount side, it's interesting that we found that irregular number discounts work better than general, like sort of round numbers, which was an interesting
Okay, that
one.
makes sense.
Like
Yeah,
a 17% discount was more effective than a 20% discount. Um,
that's weird.
yeah, we didn't actually know why. It wasn't something we came up with. In fact, when we first saw it, we were like, "Oh, why are they doing that? That seems like a bad idea."
The
Um,
customer just
and
came up with that idea.
yeah, they came up with it, and we just saw their save rate was really good, and we're like, "Huh, we should try to figure this out." And we told a couple others to try it, and got the data up, as far as how many people were using it, and went through and we're like, "Yeah, all right, this is interesting." Um,
That's cool.
and it's significant. And so we did sort of identify why. So we ended up talking to a few on like the end consumer to find out what was it about this that stood out, or
Hmm.
why did you accept this? And there were sort of two reasons that we learned. The one was that they just like, oh, it kind of caught my attention. Um,
Totally.
it,
Yeah.
like, oh, that was kind of weird. It just sort of out
Uh,
of the ordinary.
like
And then the other one.
pattern. It's a pattern. What's it called when you break somebody's pattern? You know.
Yeah, yeah. So I think
Yeah.
that it was that, and then the next one was that they thought it was personal. So they thought it was like personalized to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, that does make sense. So now we're actually rolling that out as a, hey, we'll personalize the price.
Got
Um,
it.
that way you don't necessarily have to.
Right. Fast forward 5 years, we're all going to be used to these random percentage discounts that we see all over the place.
Yep,
It's like, because like these days, it's like you always see the 10%, you always see the 20, like there's these standard round percentage discounts that you just, if it's an email pop up or whatever it is that you're just used to, you
yep,
know.
yep. And you
Yeah.
kind of have to spend a little bit more time because when you do like 10%, you can do the math real easy in your head. It's like, oh, that's going to end up being this. Maybe I'm not
Ah,
interested.
yeah.
20,
Right.
you know, 17. I don't know. There's a lot of people that are going to do that math in their head. So you think, well, what would that be? And you're
Yeah.
kind of, at
Yeah.
that point you're acknowledging and you're giving it a shot. You're thinking through whether or not it works
You're
for you.
right. You're using more brain cycles on it, and then
Yep,
you're like considering it more. That's cool.
yep.